Could you talk about the idea of service? I think service to others is clearly a core tenet for you in your life. And from an early age, I think your dad said personal growth isn't complete unless we serve others. And you mentioned about the COVID pandemic, the plight of the rural India where they were on foot reaching home, like, could be 500,000 kilometers away. Most people read this news. I think they empathized and then they got back to their life. They had their own struggles. I'm wondering, has it always been you from a very early age who has a very, very strong empathy component? And empathy, not just feeling that, oh, I feel bad for you, or I feel your pain, but also now I'm going to take it as my life objective to solve your pain.
Yes. So as a teenager, listening to adult conversations in my house between my father and his friend and others, I came to the conclusion that life should be designed and built around service. So that was pretty straightforward, that, what makes life worth living is service. That's one aspect of it. Now, this is in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up, and poverty was a defining characteristic of life in Delhi. It was all around us. So that was the starting point. It took a while to actually get the program started. And after the program started, it took a long time, many, many years, to refine it to something that was actually productive.
Right.
Because, you have a desire to do something, but how to go about it is not known. What works is not known. What's effective, and all the pitfalls along the way. So there's just a lot of stuff that you have to deal with as you move along. But the goal was always clear. And that hasn't changed.
That's my first memory of you as well. I was fresh out of college, and here is Deepak, and he's like, give me feedback on the program I've been running for 20 years. And to me, it just brought in the idea that feedback is always useful. And I think for you to be asking feedback from me, who's just started out his journey and, just my first work year and first career, and you were already asking me for feedback, that kind of helped me understand how good businesses are run. You're constantly looking for feedback. And even, do you think that is what sets apart FE? And I think I had kind of question on, like, why are we focusing on employability and versus conventional education, IITs, health sector? Like, those are all areas where...
That's right. So two separate questions I think you're asking. The first one is about feedback. We learn from everybody. There's an opportunity to grow. There's an opportunity to develop. There's an opportunity to learn from the world around you. So that's a given. That, there's no point in time when you can say that, look, I'm so successful that I don't need to learn anymore. I think that would be the wrong thing to do. But the second aspect of your question is why employability? I think everybody wants dignity more than anything else. Everybody wants to feel good that they've taken care of themselves and their families. And really, very few people actually desire a handout. Most people have the desire to stand on their own 2 feet. Now, if you set that aside, if you come back again, why would you not enable a human being to stand on their own 2 feet and to tap into their own resources instead of giving them a handout? I mean, that's a critical question.
Right.
You can free them. And in fact, freedom is my favorite word. It's called freedom employability, because the whole objective is that every human being deserves freedom. And that comes to them not from receiving a handout, that comes from them. It comes to them from being productive members of society that are standing on their own feet, that are not dependent on anyone else for anything. That's what people want. That's what the majority of people want.